Hey everybody, I'm Jillian.
I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show. So today we're going to check out 4 great big stories, and they're all about adventure.
We're going to travel to the tops of mountains, to the bottoms of lakes, and inside the human heart.
Oh, I like that. The first person we're going to meet is in the mountains, and she is getting very high.
Real high.
Super high.
Let's check it out.
When you highline often, you really learn to train your fear like a muscle. Sometimes the height isn't the scariest part. Sometimes it's the exposure, which is how much space you can perceive around you. My name is Faith Dickey, and I'm a professional slackliner. So slacklining is the umbrella term for all the different facets of walking on a flat, woven band. One of these facets is highlining, which is walking a slackline high off the ground. One of the best ways to train for highlining is setting up slacklines over water. When the current is passing underneath you, you automatically start to fall that same direction, and it's almost like you're not in control of your body. And that's great practice for highlining, because in highlining, when you're dealing with all the fear and adrenaline, oftentimes it feels like you're not in control of your own body either. Chamonix is a town in the Alps of France. And it's one of the places that really drives me in highlining. What's different about highlining in the Alps is that the whole experience is more intense. Being that high off the ground, you look at the valley below and the houses are just tiny specks. They look like toys. It's unbelievable. One of the highlines that I walked recently in Chamonix was on Aiguille du Midi. And when we reached the top, it was a totally clear blue sky, and we were surrounded by peaks. But during the process of rigging, the clouds started to roll in. It was like an acid trip walking the line. I was out there in space and exposure trying to balance, and the line was swinging beneath me. Meanwhile, these huge white clouds were passing, and the line would disappear, the anchor would disappear, and then it would reappear. And there was no way to control it. I just had to hang on.
Yes!
The beauty of the mountains is awesome, and yet it is a landscape that demands focus and respect. Alpine highlining is the purest form of the sport I can think of.
Our next story takes us on a literal treasure hunt.
What will we find?
This guy Forrest has hidden $1 million of treasure somewhere in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, and no one's been able to discover it yet, so let's go see what we can find.
In 2010, this man, Forrest Fenn, hid a chest filled with gold and rare artifacts somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. The search for this $1 million treasure has obsessed thousands of seekers worldwide. And the trail starts with this poem, which Fenn wrote. It contains 9 clues that point to the treasure's location.
It's here someplace. Are we rolling? As I have gone alone in there, and with my treasure's bowl, I can keep my secret where, and hint of riches new and old.
Fenn's motivation for hiding the treasure was to give hope to those knocked down by the recession and to inspire them to explore the wild.
I found a beautiful little Romanesque treasure chest, and I started filling it up with gold coins and gold nuggets and about 280 rubies. There are 2 Ceylon sapphires, there are 8 emeralds, a bunch of diamonds, but mostly gold. I don't know what it's worth, and I don't even want to think about that. You're not going to be disappointed if you find that treasure chest.
I'm Cynthia Meacham, and I am a full-time treasure hunter. I have been looking for Fenn's treasure now for a little over 3.5 years.
I hid the treasure chest more than 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe in the Rocky Mountains someplace. Nobody knows but me.
The poem that you have to solve, Forrest always said, you have to find where warm waters halt. And to me, this is where our warm waters halt. And that's where I think that we need to find the treasure chest.
The thrill of this chase for Fenn's treasure has led many to leave the safety of known trails and well-beaten paths.
The mountains are very unforgiving. It's extremely important that you know what you're doing and you know where you're going. You can end up in big trouble really quickly. There's even one hiker that's been lost looking for the treasure, and he hasn't been found yet.
To Fenn's knowledge, the treasure remains a hidden mystery, but the real reward should come from the hunt.
I was positive this was our warm waters halt, and unfortunately, I don't think that this is going to be the spot. It doesn't matter what state you treasure hunt in, you're going to have beautiful scenery like this. And it doesn't matter if you find a treasure chest or not, this is finding the treasure right here.
So hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the coal. If you are brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold.
So Dave,
Yes, Jillian.
do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
I don't know if I do, but I feel like you might know someone who does.
I do, and he's been looking for 25 years. His name is Steve. Let's go meet him.
The Loch Ness Monster is one of our most enduring myths. People have sought its secrets for over 1,500 years. But only one man has devoted his entire life to learning the truth. Alone, in a van, by the loch. And no, he's not a wacko, it's just his thing.
My name's Steve Feltham, and for the last 25 years, I've been a full-time hunter of the Loch Ness Monster. I first came to Loch Ness when I was a 7-year-old boy and found this set of caravans with this gang of grown men hunting for monsters in Loch Ness. And I thought, that's amazing. That would be the life for me. I'd love to do that.
And so he did. 25 years ago, he quit his job, sold his house, bought this van, and pursued his passion. He now holds the Guinness record for the longest continuous search at Loch Ness.
In all my time here, I've only seen one possible sighting of something. All you saw was a spray of water off of the back of something. Boff, 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 boff. Like a torpedo shooting through. To this day, that remains a mystery to me as to what that was. That was in the first year of being here, and I thought, right, this job's going to be really easy. That's one sighting. 25 years later, I'm still sat here waiting for that second sighting. Some people think it's giant eels. Some people think there's a rip in time. Others believe there's a spaceship on the bottom of the loch. It's more likely to turn out to be big catfish than a spaceship on the bottom of the loch. The reason I sit here and I try and solve this mystery is because that's what makes my heart sing. People say, is it lifestyle or is it the mystery? It's both. My life contains freedom, adventure, unpredictability, and the chance of one of the world's greatest discoveries should I ever happen to find Nessie. It's a dream come true. If that little 7-year-old boy could see what became of him, he wouldn't believe his luck.
For our next story, we're gonna go on life's greatest adventure, which is love.
It's a journey of the heart. You guys, this one makes me cry.
It's a tearjerker. Let's go meet Lala Evans down in Mississippi.
First time I met Miss Louise, never shall forget it. We met eye to eye, you know, and that must have been love at first sight.
This is Charles Lala Evans.
All right, here we go.
He and his wife Louise lived in this house in Starkville, Mississippi.
We were married 59 years and 11 months. And we were 1 month shy of 60 years. We almost made 60.
After she died, Lala created a unique tribute to her.
I decided I'd do this in memory of her. And we call this Lala and Louise's place.
It's his personal memorial to Louise, made up of thousands of photos.
This is it. This is it. Everywhere we went, we took pictures, you know. You stand over there, that ought to make a good one. You stand over here, that'll make a good one. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Click. We had talked about it before she passed that one day we want to build a museum to put these pictures in. We didn't get a chance to do that, but the idea never left my mind. And so I said, I'm going to do it anyway. This was 1968. We were going dancing somewhere. Back in those days, dancing was a big thing. When I first met my wife, she couldn't dance. And she just got tired of that. She said, you gonna teach me how to do that. And after I taught her, we were such a smooth couple, you know. We didn't miss a beat, man. This is my 33 collection. 4 tops, look at that, the 4 tops, man. Ohio Players. 45
Did
city.
you and Louise dance to some of these records here?
Oh man, yeah. Oh, did we? Shoot, yes we did. This right here, our last dance. I'll never forget it. It was in July, and I took her, spin around, dipped her for the last time, brought her back up and put one of them on her, you know. The following Friday is when she had a massive heart attack and she wasn't responding, you know. All of a sudden she looked up at me and said, I love you. And that was it. Okay, changing to the God. We had such a beautiful life. I got so much to remember, and I'm just living a beautiful memory. Yeah.
Thank you everybody for joining us today as we went on a viewing adventure.
Don't forget to click the horse to subscribe to Great Big Story and leave us your comments below.
We want to hear from you. Can't wait to see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.